Hey guys, it's me Seren, back with another video. So a lot of people were requesting that I do a video about the Grammys. I was like really resistant to doing it because you guys know, sorry, I got an email. You guys know I don't do videos about award shows. I hate award shows. I think they're all racist. Well, aside from the fact that I think they're all racist, I just think that they're outdated. Like they're completely arbitrary. I feel like in the age of the internet, you cannot objectively tell me this is the best of anything. Like you can't tell me objectively that it's the best movie. You can't tell me objectively that it's the best TV show, that it's the best book, that it's the best song, that it's the best anything. Like you just can't tell me that. And also all of our award shows are like subjected to just like white supremacist infrastructure where Black artists are never awarded properly, and the awards themselves are representative of white validation. Like they're markers of white validation. To me, I don't believe that getting an award, it's like you can make a body of work and like before you get the award versus after you get the award, it does not change. Like the work itself does not change. It's just like now it quote unquote has the award, so like now all of a sudden it's better. I don't know. Even like I said, like the concept of awards, there's like something like off there, classist, something about that, and especially considering that, oh my God, emails, come on. Let me quit my email thing. And then especially considering that yet again, like the voting blocks of like most of these awards are like predominantly like old white men. And so you have these issues with like racism, sexism, and it's still working within just white supremacist infrastructure, especially like within the last 4 or 5 years. I've made a video every year on how awards shows love Black culture and hate Black bodies. And I've said repeatedly, like, I'm not doing any videos on awards. I make the same video every year, right? They'd be like, oh, the definition of, like, insanity is, like, quote-unquote, doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Like, I do not expect anything from any of these award shows. So I thought the conversation around the award shows was, like, really, really boring because they went exactly the way that I expected them to go. And then some interesting shit happened with BET deciding they wanted to come for Nicki Minaj's motherfucking neck. Oh, then some shit got fucking interesting. The plot thickened, and I think what people are talking about right now is actually much more interesting. So I'm gonna get into talking about that a little bit, and that would be BET that sent out a tweet saying that Nicki was being dragged by her lace front. Now, Nicki was scheduled to co-headline the BET Experience this summer, I think like June 2019, her, Wayne, some other artists from Young Money. And after they tweeted that out about her, that she's being dragged by her lace front, she tweeted out today, all of Young Money will not be participating in the BET Experience, period. And will not be affiliated with BET moving forward, right? And people had already bought tickets and everything. So people was hitting her up like, well, we already bought our tickets. She was like, you better get that refund because we're not going to be there. My first thought about this is, number one, like somebody just got motherfucking fired. An intern that thought that they were being cute, that thought that they were being funny, like they thought that they was keeping it real. The old sketch when keeping it real goes wrong. Like, oh, they thought they was being real cute and funny because the new cute and funny shit these days is to bash Nicki Minaj on the internet and talk about her so bad. They thought that was supposed to get them some retweets and some little cute cool points, forgetting that they were on the motherfucking official BET account. Like, how unprofessional. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, and BET, and Nicki is one of your co-headliners, BET. Like, why would you tweet something out derogatory about somebody that's supposed to be one of the co-headliners of your fucking event that you have coming up this summer? I was like, when the hate clouds your brain, like it has become cute and funny to be a hater of this woman and to bash her, really. Like, if you want to be happy that your fucking untalented, non-writing ass fave, you know, became the first woman to win a rap album Grammy over, you know, Lauryn Hill or Lil' Kim or MC Lyte, Azalea Banks, who definitely deserved it for Both with Expensive Taste. I don't care. It's not a debate. Like, Nicki, who is supremely motherfucking talented, like, if you want to be happy for your fave be happy for your fave, right? But saying something derogatory about Nicki is bringing her up completely, like, randomly. And now the ironic part about it is what makes it when keeping it real goes wrong is that now we're all sitting here talking about Nicki, which is fucking hilarious. Also, your non-talented fave took to Instagram to talk about how it's not fair the way that people are talking about her because she worked really hard. People are like, you don't even rap. Like, you literally said you didn't care about the craft and that you had a ghostwriter, so don't get mad when people feel like you don't deserve it, because you definitely don't. Exactly. She said she wanted money, period. Like, imagine sitting, because she was like, oh my God, I worked so hard in the studio. People are like, oh my God, imagine sitting in the studio rapping words already written. If you want to talk about working hard, look at the females who actually sit down, use their brain, and write their own stuff. Just be glad your Milli Vanilli self won a Grammy. Milli Vanilli, I said blah. Just be glad your Milli Vanilli self won a Grammy. Always complaining about stuff, dang. Like, that's cute, but the hit song off her album was some pop shit anyway. Her album ain't even best rap album. Daytona is a classic. Like, she went up against, like, Daytona by Pusha T, which was a great rap album, despite the fact that y'all hated the cover. She went up against Victory Lap by Nipsey Hussle, which he took, like, 5 years to write. I personally feel like the best rap album of last year was K.O.D. by J. Cole, which he didn't even submit for nomination because J. Cole stopped submitting to award shows in 2014. He held up a motherfucking sign in concert that said, fuck the Grammys, because me and J. Cole are in agreement that the Grammys are completely arbitrary markers of white validation and a racist industry, right? There were a way other, like, all the other rap fucking category, like, albums that were nominated in that category, people actually sat there and wrote. And then you have somebody that has very publicly been like, I don't write shit. I don't give a fuck about the craft. I just care about money. I have ghostwriters, da-da-da-da-da. It's like winning this award and, like, the first, like, female rapper to, like, win this award. And then people want to be like, why are you guys being so mean to her? But mind you, on the flip side of that, y'all are fucking bullying Nicki Minaj. If the way that people talk about Nicki, the way that official brands and accounts, like, this is an official brand, BET, that tweeted this shit out. If they had said this about anybody else, it would be considered bullying. And now we'll be on some shit like bullying. But since it has become the cool shit to bash Nicki, people act like that shit is cute and funny. I started talking about it on Instagram, and I'm just going to read you guys some of the conversations that we were having about it. Nicki said, Young Money will no longer be part of the BET Experience or award show. My summer tour dates will be dropping soon. I said, no. She said, Young Money, which means Wayne as well. Someone at BET is going to have to make a formal apology to her, and a social media intern or something is def getting fired over this. The Grammys ain't even one of their award shows. She was going to be a part of their experience, and they try to throw shade at her. This is what happens when the hate takes over your brain. Niggas are throwing their careers at BET away to crack jokes on a black woman being thrown under the bus for a non-black Latina at a racist white award show. Cardi's not black, thank you, next, Ariana. Literally, how do you try to drag one of your own headliners? Like, what the fuck? Somebody was like, this is sad because Nicki is one of the few big artists that still supports BET. Like, I can't believe that they did this. I'm so confused. They fucking threw her under the bus for the shits and giggles of white folks. I said, and now whoever tweeted it will def be getting fired, so I hope it was worth it. Nicki has promised fans refunds, so that's money BET will have to pay people because of a tweet. Like, again, y'all think it's cute and funny. You're trying to get some retweets and some recognition because the cute shit right now is to fucking bash Nicki. Like, anybody else in this would be considered bullying. For real, Nicki is not lying when she says there's a hate train. Nicki is supposed to co-headline the BET Experience. Like, how does someone think this was appropriate to tweet from the official BET account? A lot of that shit is internet culture of saying things as jokes and not being held accountable. I said, your personal page is one thing, but the official BET account, that's not right. Bashing Nicki has become a national pastime at this point, and people are just saying shit for some shits and giggles and retweets. People don't be thinking. Let's see how many people stand in her support or speak out on how wrong it is doing this to a black woman, especially during Black History Month. A lot of people have been bringing that up as well. This was unprofessional and uncalled for. It's very disheartening. When I saw that tweet, I was like, huh? Putting down a black woman in February of all times. Y'all knew y'all fucked up when you decided to drag her. You would rather throw a black woman under the bus and support a non-black Latino woman that refers to black women as roaches during Black History Month? Fuck BET. It's crazy how they turn their backs after she has shown up for them every year for the past 8 or 9 years. Crazy. BET should issue an apology. These brands are so thirsty for social media engagement metrics that they forget what their brand is and what and who they are supposed to represent. Telemundo would never go at Cardi for Nicki. It'd be your own people, which was 100% true. It's like Cardi got the motherfucking support of coons, I guess. Y'all are some coons to me. And she got the support of her own people, the fucking Latinx that already got the nice anti-black racism under their belt, so they already don't like Nicki just because she black. Y'all have decided that you're mediocre, and so you stand this mediocre bitch that has said out her own mouth that she don't motherfucking right. She don't give a fuck about nothing but money. Water rises to its level. Water seeks its level. She's mediocre. Y'all are mediocre. Y'all stand the bitch. You let her get away with anything. And like, again, Telemundo would never bash Cardi for Nicki. But BET will bash Nicki for Cardi. And it's fine. I can't fuck with anyone who sits on their computer and clowns another black woman for a racist Latina. This is so damn sad. This is so whack and unfunny. If this was anybody else, it would be considered bullying. And it's sad because as stated, there is no merit to the hate. It's just for fun and likes. And that's dumb. Like if you ask these people, why don't you like Nicki? I bet good money there would not be a reasonable response. And I said to that, I said the biggest critique of Nicki is that she's unlikable. This is what you see people say repeatedly, that they feel like Nicki is unlikable and that they just like Cardi. They just like her personality. The biggest critique of Nicki is that she's unlikable because a woman exists on this earth to be likable, right? Y'all know how I feel about that as a critique. It is sexist as fuck and something that is never ever said about men. Nobody ever be like, I just don't like that 50 Cent nigga because he's just not likable, right? Somebody responded to me to this, what I posted on Instagram, and they used 50 Cent as an example. They were like, but meanwhile, 50 Cent could be like the biggest dick and everybody thinks that it's funny, right? We expect our women to be quote unquote likable. And if our women are not, like, by just our, I just mean in general, like, and if women are not likable, it's seen as like a motherfucking sin. It's a cardinal sin. Nicki Minaj has been at the top of her game for way too long to not have had a Grammy. I don't know what white man from the board she pissed off. And Nicki said, I pissed off the same man Ariana called out for lying, Grammy producer Ken. I was bullied into staying quiet for 7 years, but I'll tell my fans the real on the next episode of Queen Radio. They deserve the truth. Also, congrats to everyone who won last night. I said, despite Nicki being talented, she has no Grammys because industry people have decided they don't like her. And as she herself said, every time she opens her mouth, she's the angry black woman. Y'all spicy Latina fave does not deal with that stigma, and those are the facts. Okay? Cardi can motherfucking throw shoes and cause a scene over some liked Instagram comments, and she does not have to deal with the stigma of being a quote-unquote angry black woman or being unlikable. Y'all like everything she says and does, okay? Period. I said, y'all spicy Latina fave does not have to deal with that stigma, and those are the facts. Somebody replied and said, not one bit. She is that safe hood personality. She is your fucking non-black friend that acts a fool and you think is cute and funny because she's not black. Specifically, Cardi doesn't even write her raps. She just won a damn karaoke award. Like, you don't write your raps. You've proudly stated that you don't write your raps. You're in it for money. You have 11 ghostwriters. All you do is sit in the studio and record pre-written raps. All you do is complain all day when people just hand you awards. And side note, y'all are fucking backwards as fuck because people were like, oh, when, cause like Cardi I think was on the cover of Harper's Bazaar or something, and people were like, oh, where were all the people that were talking about, she's never gonna fucking, she done pissed off white people when she like threw shoes at the Harper's Bazaar red carpet. Oh, look, she's still in her bag. Like, no, the point that was made was that since she's not black, she's gonna get away with acting a fucking fool specifically because she's not black and she benefits from anti-black racism. And that is exactly what happened, as we can see her on a motherfucking cover, even though she does things and she pulls antics that nobody that's actually black would be able to get away with. And y'all sound awfully happy to have white approval and white validation from not only white racist award shows like the Grammys, but magazine covers and things of that nature as well. Y'all are a bunch of fronters. People be fronting, like, ooh, we so woke, da-da-da-da-da. Like, yes, y'all are woke, and that's exactly why I hate that term. Like, woke means you're fronting, you're a fronter these days. Again, people have decided that it's cute and fun to bully Nicki, to bash her, to hate her on the internet. Even professional accounts are doing it, which is completely unprofessional and ridiculous for a company that is supposed to have hired her to be a co-headliner on their show that's coming out. If this was anybody else, it would be considered bullying. It's wrong. The biggest critique of Nicki is that she's unlikable because we act like a woman, and especially a black woman's place in the world is to be likable. It's sexist as a critique, and it's also something that you will never get away from if you're actually black. Like, if you're actually black and you're actually a black woman, you will never get away from the stereotype of being an angry black woman. It doesn't matter what you do. Like, again, Cardi threw shoes and spazzed out on the red carpet, and she is still not viewed as an angry black woman. I keep saying, like, in all these videos, I keep saying, like, various reasons of, like, this is how I know that, like, deep down, y'all do not consider Cardi to be black. I know you don't. I know you don't. She's the only person that can get away with these types of things. She's the only person that can get away with this type of behavior and still have a career. She's the only person that can get away with publicly saying she does not write and she doesn't give a fuck about the craft and she only cares about money and still be awarded, you know, the rap album Grammy over people that actually wrote, and making her the first female to ever win it over women that actually wrote, and people are trying to big this up and champion it like it's something fucking great. Like, she's the only person that can get away with any of this. Like, she said out her mouth she uses ghostwriters. She said out her mouth she doesn't care about the craft. She said out her mouth that she's only about that shmoney. And now when people are saying, like, well, okay, well, it sucks that you won this award. Now she's crying and whining and playing the victim about how she worked so hard and this, that, and the third. Like, I keep calling your fucking spicy Latina fave, rap game Taylor Swift. She is a professional victim. And again, she can only get away with being a professional victim because she's not black. She shows up, she has rap lyrics handed to her, she has a whole album handed to her. She then has records, you know, handed to her. Awards handed to her because she benefits from an anti-black racist system. She still finds a way to complain about it. And then people still find a way to make her winning about bashing Nicki Minaj. That's a lot. But God forbid, if you fucking say anything that this girl doesn't like, she's crying all over the internet. And y'all defend her. Meanwhile, Nicki is going to be bashed. And it's not cool and it's inappropriate. It's unfair. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. Like, you are not lifting up Cardi because, like, black excellence or whatever fucking lie you're telling yourself so you can sleep at night. Period. Like, that's it. Y'all on some shit. And y'all also love running with fan fiction on the internet about Nicki, talking about quote-unquote Nicki stopping bags, which I've discussed in other videos. This has never been proven to be true, ever. And yet multiple female rappers, including Cupcake and Lady Lesher, have came out publicly saying that Atlantic offered them 6-figure deals to come at Nicki. Atlantic, which is now your Spicy Latina's faves label, right? So we know for a fact that Atlantic has tried to literally stop Nicki's bag. We know this for a fact. It has never been confirmed that Nicki has tried to stop anybody's bag. Y'all love to say that Nicki does not support women artists. Her and Trina get along very well. They're always showing each other love. They have done tracks together, right? Her and Young M.A. get along very well. They are always showing each other love. Young M.A. was just with Nicki last night. Her and Dej get along very well. She took Dej Love on tour when Dej was a new artist. She just had Foxy Brown on Queen. Like, y'all just be making shit up. But that's just because y'all are hip-hop casuals, and that's like a whole totally other thing. Like, that's just like a whole totally other thing. Like, y'all love to lie about things, and lie about Nicki, again, because it has become cool to bash her on the internet. So people are just bashing for fucking internet points and cool points, which is how BET ended up in hot water. Again, if this were anybody else, it would be bullying. And God forbid, if it was your precious Spicy Latina fave, the world would have to end because everybody was coming for her. She would be crying some tears on Instagram, which she already tried to do, talking about some, why are people trying to, like, take her win away from her? Like, bitch, you didn't even write it. You didn't even write it. You've said yourself you didn't even write it. You should personally be ashamed that you beat out people like Nipsey Hussle and Pusha T who actually wrote their shit. You should actually feel some type of way that you even won that fraudulent ass shit. But she don't care about nothing, and neither do y'all. Like Azealia Banks said, she's like, you know, she literally said out of her mouth, she was like, we've seen this movie before. Like, you buy a #1 and then you buy a Grammy. Like, despite Nicki, you try to like put some bitch in #1. We've seen this movie before and it was called Iggy Azalea. And Azalea Banks is another one. Like, people say like she's unlikable, or she's like quote unquote crazy, or like she does this type of thing, she does that type of thing. Like, just like I said in my other video on the shoe throwing incident, I was like, God forbid if it had been Azalea Banks on the red carpet throwing shoes, y'all would have called her all type of psychotic, right? But with Cardi, it gets to be so cute and fun and real and authentic. With your spicy Latina fave, it gets to be so cute and real and authentic, right? Just like I said in my video previously, I said, are we trying to say, this was before any Grammys, any awards, anything. So again, this is not about no awards. I don't care about awards. Like, I want to really keep reiterating that. But just like I said in my videos previously, where I was just like, this bitch is like having a real career after specifically saying she doesn't write and she doesn't give a fuck about anything. And I was like, so are y'all really trying to say you really believe in your heart of hearts, like, that she's the baddest bitch to do it, that her music is better, that she's so talented, that she really deserves this spot? Because if you do really believe that in your heart of hearts, okay, whatever, you're delusional. But if you don't believe it, which I think most people know that they don't fucking really believe it, then you have to ask yourself, why is she having all this stuff handed to her? Why did she have a whole career literally handed to her, quite literally, with people writing her shit, penning her shit for her and everything, on a label that we know for a fact was handing out 6-figure deals for girls to go at Nicki? Like, we have to really like sit and like analyze this shit. But y'all don't want to do that because it's the cool thing to bash motherfucking Nicki. I see Ice Cube's son, O'Shea Jackson, has tweeted about it. He was like, BET, y'all really went at Nicki Minaj. Networks should never attack artists, especially one who has been loyal to y'all for so damn long. Wow, that's very disappointing. And then when you hear people talk about, again, like a hate train and like payola and stuff like that, when you see networks, so like BET's a network, this is like an official network. This is a network that has a network that yet again hired Nicki to perform at their BET experience that's coming up, right? Like, if you go look on their Instagram page right now, it's like a post that's like, who's like the head barb, like vote, say who the head barb is. We're gonna try to have you like come on stage with Nicki like at our BET experience, like, and yet y'all are tweeting, obviously you're tweeting from your official page, like you have taken a side. Like, meanwhile, Nicki Minaj being dragged by her lace front. So then when Nicki says like there's favoritism, there's payola, you have networks and radio stations and DJs and clubs and, you know, stuff that's blackballing me, that's taking sides against me. It's like, obviously it's true. You have networks going out artists. That's how we doing it nowadays. Like, he said, like, what is this unreal, unnecessary shot as someone who helped y'all as a brand, talking about her being dragged? Are you kidding me? Oh, bitch, multiple people got fired. And it's just like, if you're a fan of rap, like a legit fan of rap, a legit fan of hip hop, and you're black and you're a black woman and you know for a fact that all these award shows and everything are mad racist, and if you yourself have not even received your just due for your recognition, but you're totally fine with what's going on just because you hate Nicki, you're a hater. Like, the hate is clouding your brain. You are on some real, you will cut off your motherfucking nose to spite your face. Good luck with that.